What would be the message you would want to give to future consumers?
Try it, it tastes great, and we're going to start a series of videos, probably led by Neil. Wow, this is amazing.
Awesome.
That will give you health benefits, which will be amazing. And second, practically, we're going to be opening ice cream kiosks. So
nice.
We're going to start. We've got one in Dubai frame, but we want by the end of next year to get 50 ice cream kiosks all around Dubai. Camel milk ice cream. It's tasty. It tastes yummy. It's the only place in the world you can go and get camel milk ice cream from a little kiosk.
Welcome, my name is Neil Orvay and I'm the host of the FoodTalks podcast. And today I'm here with Mark Wyllie, the CEO of Camelicious, the world's largest producer of camel milk and various camel-based products. Mark, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mark Wyllie. As Neil said, I'm the CEO of Camelicious. We have a fantastic camel farm right here in Dubai, just down from Dubai Outlet Mall. We have 7,000 camels, and interestingly, now it's October, we have 1,000 baby camels just due to be born, coming out this week.
Wow, that's fantastic. How many camels does one female camel produce on average?
It's 1 to 1. Camel takes 13 months to produce a baby camel, so they're more like horses than cows. It takes 5 years for a camel to get to a level of actually lactating. So again, cows a couple of years, camels 5 years before you've got a grown-up camel, another 13 months to produce a baby camel.
Now, I'm going to take a wild guess that when you were in finance, you didn't know this.
I have to say, I've learned a great deal about camels in the last few months, but all of it's fascinating.
So you and I both have this commonality that our backgrounds are in finance and now we do very different things professionally. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about your journey from finance into the camel industry?
Yeah, I started in finance actually from computer programming, interestingly, but I was working for a biscuit company called McVitie's.
Oh, I know McVitie's.
You know McVitie's?
Yes.
And I became an accountant with them and ended up traveling around the world, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, and a lot of Eastern Europe. I became a CFO then of a television company in Eastern Europe, which was listed on NASDAQ, which went through a few ups and downs. And then 2013, retired for 4 years, didn't work out, got bored, and ended up working for an amazing company called Almarai in Saudi Arabia. Really got back into dairy and cows at that stage, and they placed me in Egypt for a few years, and then Jordan, and then finally, after 7 years, the camel opportunity came along, and I thought, this is fun. Who else in the world is going to have a chance to run a camel farm with 7,000 camels in Dubai? Like, you couldn't write that story.
No, you couldn't. But here you are. Now let's go back to Egypt. You mentioned that you had a tenure in Egypt, and my understanding is that financially you worked wonders. You really turned the company around. Can you give us a bit of information on that?
Well, it was a lovely company, and they'd gone through the first stage of being acquired by Pepsi and Almarai as a joint venture. They'd bought this company, they'd moved it from like 50 million litres, put in a great deal of investment, got it up to 250 million litres of output, which is quite a lot, little boxes of juice and milk. But the CEO had reached a stage where he put 7 years of his life into it, and it had all gone a bit dormant and stagnant. So really I went in there, looked at them, said, guys, we've got to make this thing profitable, reset the team, reset the direction, reset the product mix, begged some funding from my bosses for the first year, and then by year 2 we were break even. By year 4 we were printing money. And then they decided, Mark, time to go somewhere else.
That's fantastic. So that must have put you in very good, let's say, grounding for what you're doing now in terms of being the CEO and running the whole business.
It is. I mean, I think the difference now is having been in my 3rd, 4th turnaround since way back in the 1990s, I now know it's possible. Whereas I think the first time you're doing a turnaround or a transformation, you're always worried, is this ever going to work? Is it really possible to turn around this little business? Is it possible to build a team that's actually going to work together? And now I look at it and I think, yeah, it's definitely possible. It's still very, very hard work. And you have to get the right people. But once you give those people, you inspire them. You say, guys, we're going to go this way. You motivate them. And whether that's money or just recognition, a little bit of reward, a little bit of respect, just giving them a bigger job, that helps. And then finally, you have to lead. And leading for me is somebody's got to put their foot forward. Somebody's got to say, we are going to go this way. And people call it strategy, and they call it tactics, and they call it leadership. For me, it's just saying, guys, we're going to do this. We're not going to make camel milk shampoo. We're going to make fresh camel milk, and we're going to fix the UAE, and then we'll do other things. Focus.
Very interesting. So let's learn a bit more about Camelicious. You've got 7,000 camels,
Yep.
another 1,000 on the way.
Yep.
How many employees do you have?
We have 557.
Okay.
Shows far too much attention to detail. Most of those are animal helpers looking after the 7,000 camels. Because every morning you have to bring in 2,000 camels to milk. And they come in. Day starts for a camel at about 5 in the morning.
Okay.
2,000 camels troop into the milking parlour, and it's lovely because they're all really slow and gentle and calm. They don't have anybody leading them. They're like horses. They know where they're going.
They're conditioned.
Trained, I would say. They come in batches, about 3 to 5 minutes to milk them, 48 at a time. They live in groups, mini herds of 48.
This is all automated, I assume. The
milking
process
is automated.
It's
It's
automated,
totally.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
as the camels' teats get cleaned, then as the milk goes straight down into a little 4 degrees C cooler, and from there, literally from the camel to the bottle, it's not touched again ever. Lots of tests and lots
Got
of
it.
security tests by antibiotics, you name it. We do about 60 million tests a year.
60,000
60,000 tests a year on all
Still
the
a
milk.
lot.
Well, it's only 1 million litres of milk, so per litre, it's like every 10th or 12th gets tested. So those camels have to get milked, and what do the people do? The animal helpers take them in and out and guide them. Then they take them for a walk, which is another big difference between camels and cows. You would not say, I will take my cow for a walk.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
You don't say, right, let's all go and have an hour's run around the paddock.
You probably wouldn't ride your cow either.
No, exactly. But to keep the camels happy, to keep them producing, they have a little hour's walking around the paddock, all of them, every morning. Then they go back.
Sounds healthy.
They rest in the sunshine, a little bit of shade. They actually quite like the sunshine. And then the process repeats at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Camel second milking, and then it's camel sleeping time. And that's the cycle that repeats. But with all of the natural births, deaths, difficulties that you get when you're managing 7,000 animals.
It sounds like a good life for the camels.
The camels are very happy. Our oldest camel is 20.
20. What's the lifespan of a camel?
Not much longer than that.
Oh, really?
So, the camels do get old and die. I think my vets were telling me 15 to 20 is about it for a camel.
Okay, I think I read on your website, simple formula, sort of happy camel makes quality produce.
And that's right. You don't get milk. See, unlike a cow where they're kind of almost an alfalfa patch, a jet engine for milk. Cows, milk, bush, out it comes. Camels, if they don't like you, you're not going to get the milk.
That's interesting.
They've got to be calm. It used to be you had to have the calf near the camel for the milking. We've got through that bit, but still the calves are nearby.
So they're quite temperamental as an animal.
I would say temperamental is the wrong word. Definitely stubborn.
Okay.
And they have their own direction, what they want to do. They'll do what they want to do. What they want to do is what you want to do, but it's 900 kilos of animal. You want to pull them in the wrong direction and they don't want to go?
Yeah, good luck, yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay.
It's like a horse.
Interesting. So you said you had 557 employees, correct? Yes. And most of them are handling the animals.
Exactly.
What's the percentage, let's say, on the marketing, on the business development side?
In total, so of the 550, there's another 60 or 70 in the factory. We have a factory on site producing all the milk. We're one of the biggest integrated systems. Normally a farm will ship its milk somewhere else. We make all the products on site. Then total across the administrative, sales, marketing, 20, 30, including all the people in the shop selling, only 2 or 3 on business development.
That's
very, very small business.
That interests me because one of the things you said is only was it a million litres of milk per year? Fresh.
About 4 million in total.
4 million in total.
Yeah.
And I read when I was doing my research before meeting you that there's more demand than supply.
That's interesting. It's finding the right balance at the right price. I think one of the things as I've come closer to the business is to understand there is demand, But it's an expensive product. We could produce the same amount of milk from 500 cows. So you just think through the ratios. The cows eat much the same as the camels.
Wow.
We've got 7,000 camels. And then people complain to me, this is a very expensive product, Mark.
So is it 14 times more expensive than normal milk?
Well, we do quite well. It's actually only 5 times expensive.
Okay.
So milk's 5-6 dirhams a litre. Camel milk's 22 dirhams a litre. But you're not going to fill your kids with camel milk and their Frosties or their Weetabix in the morning. It's a premium product with lots of health benefits. And it's getting people aware of that and balancing that market.
Let's discuss the health benefits, because I'm very interested to know what are the benefits?
For me, the big one is gut health. Most of the people, frankly, around the world, but definitely in this region, have problems with the stomach and milk intolerance. What we found and what the science shows is that the missing beta-lactoglobulins, milk is full of these things called beta, it's just a new word I've learned. I would never have said beta-lactoglobulins.
And I never have.
I never have. Well, I'll get you to say it. The beta-lactoglobulins are actually what makes you feel bloated and your tummy a bit sore if you've got any kind of milk intolerance. Camel milk, interestingly, like human breast milk, doesn't have those.
Okay.
So it means if you've got milk intolerance, you can have camel milk and it doesn't make you feel full and you can have a normal life. It's also full of lactoferrin, which again is another immunity chemical, which is also present in human milk. It's also slightly lighter, 2.5% fat rather than the sort of 4% fat. So basically, it gives you energy, it gives you vitality. It's got lots of protein in it. That's about it.
So how much camel milk a day would you recommend an adult or a child consumes?
I have usually 5 Camelicinos a day, which is about half a litre. Each camel, it makes a fantastic Starbucks. My problem is now I've gone off the taste of the Starbucks milk, and I find I prefer the camel milk because it's not as sweet.
Yeah.
I would have said a little bottle, half a litre a day would be fine. Or look, some people have it just as a cup before bedtime. Some people have it as a morning drink. I don't see it as you're going to drink litres and litres of it.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of product.
And also economically, it's maybe not viable for the average family to drink litres and litres.
Exactly. It's something to help your health, something to help your gut health. Like people have little shots of ginger or have a shot of camel milk in the morning, a shot of camel milk in the evening, have it with your coffee, and you'll be young and beautiful like us.
Young and beautiful indeed.
Just like us.
Maybe not young, but let's stick with the beautiful.
Stick with the beautiful.
Okay, I'm really interested in the business development side here. Maybe as an ex-banker, it's something that appeals to me. You've got a product here which is a premium product.
Yep.
It has a lot of benefits.
Yes.
Market awareness is probably quite low still. I mean, I'll be totally honest here. I didn't know it was a thing right, until I started reading up about it, and I'm fascinated. I'm very much looking forward to trying it for the first time when we finish this podcast and going downstairs.
That will be fun.
But the market awareness, what are the plans? If you're looking 5 years forward, 10 years forward, would you still envisage Camelicious having 2 to 3 business development team, or do you see that growing?
I think we have to get through the marketing over the hump, as we were saying, the marketing challenge that people don't understand the benefits and they worry about the taste. So everybody worries because they've got this idea in their head that a camel is something either you see at a zoo or you see in the tourism or you see by the pyramids and it's grumpy. Well, I'd be grumpy if I was sitting in the pyramids. What they don't get is that our camel milk, it's pure, it's not touched by human hands, it's quality controlled, and it tastes really good. Getting them over that and then to the health benefits is the biggest challenge we've got. Equally, people say, oh, Mark, you'll turn it into, a massive business with millions and millions of litres a year. It's never really going to work, because the whole of Dubai would have to be covered in about 200,000 camels, if you think of the ratio.
Yeah.
500 cows, 7,000 camels, and that's for 3-4 million litres. Well, there's heading for something like just in UAE, 500-600 million litres a year of milk. So imagine we just wanted to serve UAE, we would have to increase the number of camels by pretty much 100 times. Yeah,
it's a lot of camels.
So suddenly instead of 70, you'd have more camels than people eventually.
Yeah.
So that isn't going to get too far. Our job is to build something that fits the premium niche that we can expand around, that says, right, we'll have 1 or 2% market share in each of the key regions around the world, the right products that fit that, for the people that need that kind of product.
It sounds sensible. Yeah. And what would be those key niches? Which markets are you targeting?
We're going to start Asia. We've got quite a big business in China. Half our sales do go to China.
Interesting.
In milk powder. The Chinese actually are way over the awareness. They use it as a powder for elderly people to restore vitality, keep them moving. Lots of Chinese medical benefits from camels.
I'd also say, having lived in Asia for 25 years, that many Asian countries, and especially China, have got much less of an issue trying a new product.
Exactly. I think that's right. So expanding that Chinese business, expanding the whole Asian reach of the business, just building out basically, bit by bit by bit, but not getting lost in diversifying the range too much until we've got over that initial hump. If you're not going to eat camel milk, why would you have camel milk chocolate or camel milk something else? You've got to get people
absolutely.
Through that first.
It's a bit of a shame that Europe's being left behind here. I mean, it's a great product with great benefits, but is the thinking that the Europe mentality is a little bit more stuck, more rigid?
I think it's more focused. You can't do everything all at once. We sell a bit in America, we sell a bit in the UK, and Asda of all places. Asda of all places. You can buy a can of camel milk there. But we haven't done any major awareness campaigns. And frankly, I think we should be doubling our sales in the UAE and the GCC. We don't sell anything to Saudi yet, which of course is nonsense. Huge local markets to start pushing.
Well, I was going to ask, with respect to Saudi, you said there's a sort of limit to how many camels you can realistically be farming here in the UAE. Obviously, the GCC has got plenty of space. Is it not an option to expand into another country and build camel farms there, or is that much further down the line?
Further down the road. I think you have to build your base out, and that's one of the things that I've been brought in to do. The business has been going 20 years. Now we're trying to optimize, commercialize, and grow in a focused way, pretty much like I've done in the other businesses I've approached. This one's unique, it's special. I don't know, I'm passionate about camels that maybe you can't be passionate about little fruit juices made in Egypt. Camels, they're there. I walk out of my office, 8 in the morning, the camels are being milked. And they look at you, you look at them, and like, okay, yep, we'll sort this out.
Interesting. I'd like to switch the conversation to two areas which I think are very interesting because for this unique positioning. The cultural element in terms of cultural identity and the sustainability in ECG.
Yes.
Maybe we could start with the cultural.
See, our biggest customers by volume are the local Emirati population.
Right.
So some of the Emirati mums will literally put 10 litres into their shopping basket in the union co-ops every week and think nothing of it. That's the milk for the family. I know it's what I need. It's what I was brought up with. It's right for me, brand for me. They're totally in the right place to be. There's a middle group who are, I would say, expats who've been told by their doctor or by the kids to the paediatrician, this will help you, try it. And our sales have gradually gone up locally from 25,000 litres 10 years ago, 100,000 litres a month now of the fresh milk after 10 years, just by word of mouth in some ways. Once you've tried the camel milk, once you realise, oh, I can have milk pancakes again. Oh, I can have a proper cappuccino, not a soy milk cappuccino, an almond milk thing. It changes your life. I've got people on my team who are fervent users. I had IBS, and now I've started using camel milk, and so has my wife, and it's gone away. And they sort of buy it by necessity. For them, 22 dirhams for 1 litre to change your life is nothing.
Good contrast.
So the cultural gap, people who know about it, people who have learned about it and got into it, and then we're left the curiosity users, people who, oh, what's that? Oh, I can see that in Spinneys. I'll try one. Oh no, I won't. I'll worry about getting over the taste. If we can get more of those people to know that the benefits really are there, it works. Now, soy milk and almond milk and other things also have benefits, but for a particular group of users, camel milk definitely works, and it's natural. It's full of the calcium. It's come from camels. You can see the farm. If I'm buying oat milk, I don't know where the oats came from.
Sure.
I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what additives have gone in there. I can go and say, that's your camel. The milk came there. It went into there. We've tested it. It comes out the other end. It was milk yesterday morning. There it is on the shelf. And some people will pay for that. That's a very important. I like to know where my food comes from.
Fair enough.
So that's the cultural bit.
Okay.
That sort of feeds into the sustainability. It is about knowing where your food comes from. It hasn't been shipped halfway around the world. It hasn't got additives sourced from God knows where. It's not full of chemicals. Camels use less water, a lot less water. So cows don't like the heat. So you've got cows in the desert. You can do it. I spent 7 years in Almarai. But each cow's consuming in the summer, heading for 600 litres of water just to keep it cold, and then another 300 litres to produce your litres of milk. Camel doesn't need cooling. Our camel production of milk goes up in the summer. The ladies like sunbathing.
No.
Ridiculously. So 41 degrees, the cows are really upset if you have a cow out here. 41 degrees, our camel ladies actually produce more milk because they're happy.
Fantastic, isn't it?
It is. So that water sustainability is good. Food's about the same. And I think for me, it's about the diversity. You can focus and focus. If we're all going to focus on just one kind of food that's the perfect thing, we'll all be eating horrible white bread the rest of our lives. And then suddenly the flour that's only can produce one kind of flour for one kind of ecosystem, I don't know, we'll get a bug and we'll all die. You need different parts of an ecosystem. Camels fit in, cows fit in, other products fit in, and we're sustaining that part. That's perhaps the most important thing.
Very good. Ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it's that direction.
So before we started the podcast, when we were just chatting, I asked, do you ever have school groups? Because it sounds like a great thing to have kids going and learning about this and education starting at a younger group. And you brought up the whole safety aspect, which of course is food. Could you maybe expand on that?
I think that's one of the interesting things, and I was saying earlier, that when you become a CEO, having been a CFO, suddenly your mindset has to very rapidly shift, particularly if you're dealing in manufacturing and production businesses. Maybe it's less so in investment banking. But suddenly in Egypt, I had 4,000 workers. And some of them weren't the safest drivers in the world, and we had accidents. So we had to, and I'm responsible. And somebody's had a very nasty accident, they've gone to hospital, and you're having to deal with their family. Never happens in the finance world.
No.
Similarly with food safety, suddenly you are producing food, and not only are you signing the documents every month or year and quality, it says this is safe, it meets all the standards, which are in literally a pile of high as a ceiling for Egypt, for UK, for the whole world. You have to be convinced yourself it's safe. So that's why I drink a lot of camel milk. I used to drink all the products in Almarai. Making sure that that process actually really works, rather than people telling you that it works. Everybody will talk about things and say, oh yeah, whatever. No, I want to see the results. I want to test it. I want to drink it. I want to go and do that. You have to have that passion to be directly involved. Because if you don't, you will end up poisoning somebody or hurting somebody, or somebody will die on your watch. And that took a huge mental shift for me, and also takes a huge mental load daily. It's a different direction. You are actually directly responsible. Are people safe? Are they going to not just like your product, but be happy at the end of it?
Yeah, you need an incredible attention to detail.
You have to have people around you who you know are going to be there when the product has a problem in it.
Yeah.
Machines have problems. And machines, however good they are, producing hundreds of thousands of, literally we were producing billions of pitas in Egypt, as do most large manufacturing.
Yeah.
A washer can break.
Yeah.
A piece of plastic that's on a valve seal, just like your car, only far more speed and far more whatever, something will break. You've got to be very sure that you've got a way of catching that little bit of metal or little bit of washer, that you've got a scanner at the end of the line, because it's your responsibility if somebody bites into it. It's quite scary in a way, but challenging too.
So back to kids' school trips.
Back to your kids' school trips. I got diverted. Safety. Sorry, get passionate about safety. One of the issues around having people on the farm is safety. 7,000 camels is a lot. They are big, 900 kilo animals. So if you're bringing children in, you'd have to find a way to separate the kids and the camels. They might look cuddly, and they are if they're nicely calmed. If you start shouting, screaming, bashing around them, they're going to get upset, like horses. Would you throw a school trip into a field of horses? No, you wouldn't, any more than a field of bulls. I love the idea. I would love to do more education. And then the problem goes, a food factory. Everybody's got their hats on, everybody's washed their hands, everybody's carefully trained. You take all your rings off, you take all your jewellery off, you take all of your earrings off. You're not allowed to have anything metallic anywhere near the live production. Managing the education positive element whilst keeping the product safe. At the moment, I've veered on the safety side.
Yeah.
Something I'd love to do. We have to find a way to do galleries and start to build that.
Well, maybe one day a little standalone area for
Exactly, something
educating
like
the
that.
public.
Yeah. On my list. On my list.
And you mentioned that if anybody's flown for 2 days, they're not allowed to be close to the...
And again, Dubai municipality are very, very strict, and I agree with that.
That's excellent, yes.
So our workers come back from, they've had their annual holiday, they're not allowed to go near the camels until they've quarantined for 2 or 3 days to make sure that anything they brought with them has died off. And it's little things like that. And then how do I reconcile that with let's bring 30 young children into the farm? Can't do it.
No, you can't. I agree. These controls are necessary.
These controls. We look at how COVID and things like that spread. I have to look after eventually people's health.
Fantastic. So let's finish the podcast on an upbeat mode.
Oh, yeah?
What would be the message you would want to give to future consumers, and how is Camelicious going to lead that market trend?
I think 2 things. A, try it. It tastes great, and we're going to start a series of videos, probably led by Neil. Wow, this is amazing.
Awesome.
That will give you health benefits, which will be amazing. And second, practically, we're going to be opening ice cream kiosks. So
nice.
We're going to start. We've got one in Dubai frame, but we want by the end of next year to get 50 ice cream kiosks all around Dubai. Camel milk ice cream. It's tasty. It tastes yummy. It's the only place in the world you can go and get camel milk ice cream from a little kiosk.
Are you going to take on the Turkish ice cream ones, the ones that do all, you've seen them,
Oh,
yeah?
I've seen them, yes.
Yeah, because the kids love that.
Yeah, exactly. But ours is camels.
Okay.
It's Dubai. Why would you not have camels?
Absolutely. I live in JBR, so they're all down the walk there, so I
We'll
look
go
forward
for
to
Kite
seeing that.
Beach, JBR, and then the malls as well as people are running around.
That's a great idea, because, of course, I've never seen a camel milk kiosk or a camel ice cream kiosk. That would be definitely grab attention.
That's our plan.
Fantastic. Well, good luck in that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Cheers.